Morning, everyone. Oh, it's morning here. I can see somebody saying good afternoon. So good afternoon where you are, or indeed good evening if it's evening with yourself. My name's Claire Curry. I'm the programme lead for the MSc Diagnostic Imaging. I'm just going to give you a brief rundown of the programme so you sort of know what to expect once you come along to Glasgow. So yeah, just going to welcome, talk about myself and the team and talk about the programme structure, and then things that you can start to think about to do to prepare for GCU. So this is my email address. Please feel free to take a note of this or to screenshot or a photograph so that you have my email address. More than happy for you to drop me an email to either introduce yourself, or if you have any questions, you might feel you have more questions after today. This is me graduating with a very similar degree, MSc Health and Social Care at GCU, did many of the same modules as yourselves. And yeah, so since I then graduated, I became programme leader, not straight away. So yeah, MSc in Health and Social Care from GCU. I'm a radiographer for 20 years, specialised in MRI, and I'm a senior lecturer at GCU. I teach on the undergraduate programme and the postgraduate MSc Diagnostic Imaging. I'm also a PhD student studying a PhD in computer sciences, and looking forward to meeting you when you come to GCU. And this is the rest of our team. And you'll meet some of these people when you come to GCU, and you'll also meet many other lecturers from other departments as we run a lot of interprofessional modules as well. On our team, we have Elaine Gardner, who's the senior lecturer, and she specialises in ultrasound. Karen Brogan, a senior lecturer who works alongside me in some of our modules. Our head of department, Diane Dixon. Kim Allen, you might meet if you're doing the CT module. And Louise McKendrick, lecturer, you might meet in our first modules. Morgan is a lecturer in ultrasound, and Sharon Stewart has just retired but is a visiting lecturer and specialist in MRI. And Lucy Trinder is the module leader for the CT module. So you'll meet many of these people when you come to GCU. So today, I guess everybody will be here really to hear about the full-time programme, which is a one-year programme, September to September, and that offers optional pathways in either medical ultrasound, magnetic resonance imaging, or computed tomography. And you'll really choose one of these options for your pathway right at the beginning of the programme. And we've sort of got a slide in a second that shows the different pathways. So every student will first of all arrive in trimester A and do the Advanced Research Methods module and the Advancing Practice in Imaging module. So you'll see that they are 30 credits each. So really each trimester, 3 trimesters, each trimester you're doing 60 credits. So we all start together. Advancing Practice in Imaging is just a diagnostic imaging class, but we do share that class with some of our part-time students and some lectures with our undergraduate students. And the Advanced Research Methods module, that's a module that's interdisciplinary. So you'll meet students from physiotherapy practice, public health, nursing advanced practice, and lots of different professionals, and you'll work together in that module. In trimester B, that is when you'll go on to your advanced leadership module and your module that you're chosen for your pathway. So your pathway will be either choose your module and you'll do computer tomography principles and practice, or magnetic resonance imaging principles and practice, or principles of practice of medical ultrasound. During the computer tomography module and the MRI module, you'll do 12 days supervised placement in a local hospital. And alongside studying those modules, the placement for those modules, everyone will do the Advanced Leadership for Health and Social Care Practitioners module. Then, pending successful completion of those modules at the end of trimester B, which is May, May 2026, you will go on to do your 60 credit dissertation in the summer. So these are the programme aims of the programme I've delivered for quite a number of years. And really this is about taking you to your next level as a radiographer into enhanced advanced consultant practice or research or management, or indeed if you've got further plans to do doctoral studies. So it really is about developing advanced skills such as critical thinking and evidence-based practice. And there really is a very strong focus on research, which we'd expect you to have done some research in your undergraduate studies as well. And it's really about enabling change and working on best and current practice. We take much of our guidance from the College of Radiographers and Scottish Government as well. We provide innovative and relevant learning and teaching opportunities based on applied research and scholarship. For instance, we've just recently invested in simulators, desktop simulators for MRI and CT, and we have hands-on simulators for ultrasound as well. We want to promote understanding of service users and carers' perspectives, and really have a strong focus on values-based practice. We, like I said, we engender independent lifelong learning in line with university and Scottish Government and professional bodies, the College of Radiographers. Exposing you to the worldwide perspectives on health and social care, so not just here at home. We're so interested in learning about all your experiences in radiography and healthcare practice from across the globe and sharing in those practices together. Equip students with the knowledge and skills to embrace and promote professional leadership. That's another strong focus with the modules. And to advance theoretical knowledge linked to defined areas of practice. And we'll do that in those specialist modules during trimester B. As I go along, please feel free to add any questions in the chat. Just a bit more in depth about those modules then. So as I say, all students will be studying advanced research methods in trimester A. This is a 30 credit module. Currently it's in a Tuesday on campus for lectures and then smaller tutorial stages. It's really important that when you study this module, you're also writing about whatever your pathway is as well. Advancing practice in imaging, that's currently the module lead for that. It's diagnostic imaging students only. So normally in our past classes, we've had about 20 students in the class. We joined together with some of our undergraduates, which is really great as well, to be able to hear from your experiences, which is fantastic. That's full campus delivery. Currently, that's on a Thursday. During the trimester A, if you will, be doing placement for our MRI and CT students. We have to prepare you for going on placement, and we do this with what's called protection of vulnerable groups check and uniforms, manual handling training, occupational health, CPR training and other mandatory modules. It does say you'll be invited to do this now, but you'll be invited to do your occupational health, start your screening round about August time as well, to fill in applications for that then. Just so you know that there is a charge for those preparations, that's on our website, so please do have a look at that if you're unsure, so you know that just to be aware there's an expectation that those things cost extra money. We'd like to run induction sessions. We do a special induction online workshop, not workshops, seminars really over the summer, and online modules to prepare you for life at GCU. And we do lots of professional and academic development sessions with our colleagues in the Learning Development Centre and the library. So as I say, you'll choose one of the modules in trimester B, and really all of the modules are all in the same theme of building in the theory more than you've done in your undergraduate, taking the theory further in MRI, CT or ultrasound. It's better to come prepared in September with an idea of which one you want to do, rather than changing your mind. And you know, a lot of students will ask me, which one will I do, Claire? And really, I don't want to influence you to your choice. You should make your choice based on what you wish for your career, what experience you already had before, and really what interests you, what can you invest yourself in, and make that choice. Combined with that, and a part of sort of advanced practice framework, is the Advanced Leadership for Health and Social Care module. That's normally on a Tuesday. And trimester C, once you've passed all those modules and you're ready to progress, in trimester C, or for some students perhaps a little bit later, you'll progress to 60 credits dissertation. Although it's an interprofessional module, it's largely an independent module, one-to-one working with somebody who will be assigned your supervisor. And you'll find this a real step up from your undergraduate dissertation or honours project. And it's 15,000 word dissertation, original research, but normally, because it's such a compressed time that you have to do it in, we would normally recommend a literature review for you. Okay, so what to do now? I'm sure if you're like me, as I prepare for my holidays, I read all the guidebooks and I'm getting ready to travel. And the same will be for you. Get ready to travel, read guidebooks about Glasgow and Scotland, so that you can be prepared for what to expect when you come to Scotland. And you might be thinking, well, what are my classes going to be like? So you'll find some of your classes in large lecture theatres, with the multidisciplinary lecturers and students. And then you'll find we particularly like small group work with lots of talking to one another and debate and group work and learning from each other. That's what I particularly like about the MSc students, is that I learn so much from you as well, which is just fantastic. And it tends to be that the majority of our class are international students. How will you be assessed? Predominantly our method of assessment at Masters is essays. We do like our essays to be quite like real world essays that you would perhaps take to publication. Our posters, and indeed many of our students have taken their work to scientific posters at national conference. There may be a couple of modules that have exams or vivas, and there'll be a couple of modules that maybe have presentations. Essay lengths do tend to range from 2,000 words to 15,000 words. Some modules will have one assessment and some modules will have multiple assessments. You'll be coached on what the assessment criteria very early in each module. So once you are registered in September, it seems like a long way away, but it'll come quickly. You'll then be able to access and use all of our systems such as email, GCU Learn, IT services, access your timetable, our wonderful library, career hub, online store, and our learning development centre. So very quickly, you'll be able to access this once you're registered come the late August, early September. It's really important. I know sometimes international students are not particularly familiar with Microsoft Office and emailing. That's not something you normally use for communication, but that's something that you could get familiar with now as well, is email setup. And then what to expect when you come to Scotland. It should really be top of the list is cold weather and rain. Many students, of course, find it a complete culture shock as well. food will be very different from home. Apparently everything's on the opposite side. We drive on the left. We do have great shops, music. We have wonderful culture and historic landmarks to visit across Scotland, and you really should get out of Glasgow and see wider in Scotland as well. You're going to probably find it really quite difficult. You probably gathered today. I don't have a particularly strong Scottish accent, but you're probably struggling with it. So you will probably find that changing to listening to traditional sort of British accents, or what you might think is British accents, Scottish accents, you'll find quite difficult. So try and get used to that. Listen to some Scottish accents on YouTube before you come. Scottish people are very friendly. Glaswegians in particular, people from Glasgow, are very friendly. And we're certainly going to keep you very busy in your studies as well. So what should you expect from GCU? Okay, as I said, we're going to keep you very busy. With a master's degree, we expect you to work hard, but also to enjoy it and embrace it at the same time. And with that, we want you to engage really positively in all the opportunities. We supply many extra opportunities than just the class itself, and learning development. A centre comes in and does some great work in writing academically, writing critically. And we expect you to engage in those extra sessions as well. We expect you to, of course, work hard with honesty and integrity and make a contribution in your class, okay? Meet assessment deadlines, so you can start to think about that now and how you're going to plan things once you arrive. Understand the assessment requirements, but we're more than happy to ask questions. If you don't understand something, please ask. Attend and take advantage of scheduled meetings with your personal tutor. So mostly I will be your personal tutor, and that is someone who is there to support you with pastoral care, to give you guidance, and to make sure that you're really okay. We're not there to write your essays for you, and we're not what you might consider a tutor. We will guide you to the appropriate people. So we take responsibility for your own academic development. You'll find master's level education sort of a next level in independent learning, really. Engage in co-curricular activities and extracurricular activities if that's what you want to do, and embed yourself in all the activities that we have at GCU. And we want you to talk to us if you're experiencing difficulties and you need the right person to talk to. That's where you can come to me as personal tutor, and I will signpost you to the right person. Okay. There's no doubt that sometimes you will find things difficult and not new to you, but we're here to help. Okay. These are some of the books that we recommend. You might not be quite ready for sitting down with these books yet, but once you feel ready to sort of start preparing yourself for writing at master's level, you might want to have a look at some of these books. We have these in our library, and indeed you can wait until you come to GCU and you can access these as online books. So of course this is your goal, isn't it? To the where will we be? 2020 summer 2027 graduation, or November 2027 graduation. Is that right? 2026. Confused. Too many years. So it's okay to have a bad day. We're here to all support each other. Indeed, you'll all meet each other and be here to support each other. It's okay to make mistakes, but have integrity and honesty in those. Setback isn't failure. Failure is a hard work, but it's just part of the journey. It really is okay to take a break. As I always say, take breaks, make breakthroughs. Nothing is perfect, and you're stronger than you think you are. The first thing we're going to do when you arrive is to congratulate you on making it to GCU and getting in. Brilliant. That shows you that you're stronger than you think you are. Small steps are also progress. Not every day will be the same. And asking for help is indeed a strength. Okay. So yeah, that's my presentation. I'm going to go back through the questions and answer some of those. As I say, please take a note of my email address. You can always email me. Okay. Do you want me just to read back through the questions, Hannah, or is there any that you've picked up on?
Yeah, so can you hear me okay, Claire? Yes.
Yes.
So just to let you know, I've just copied a couple of questions into the Q&A box. So can you see the Q&A there?
Oh, yes. Okay, thank you.
Is that okay?
Yep, that's fine. Of course, it's up to, if you want to specialise in medical ultrasound, that's entirely up to you. You will make that choice, and that's the modules you'll study. So you would study the principles of ultrasound practice, and you'll write about ultrasound in your dissertation, advanced research methods. And probably should be aware that currently there is no placement with medical ultrasound module. Next question was, is it possible to do both MRI and CT, or supposed to do one of the two? Yes, it's just one of the two. So we combine one of those specialist modules with advanced leadership, really, because there is that 12 days supervised placement, and we wouldn't be able to provide 24 days of placement. And it would be too time consuming, overwhelming, and really the point of the pathway is to really taper your focus into one of those specialities. Thank you. Is there anything else? Come in, just put your questions in the chat as we go. Brilliant to see Bangladesh again. We've got a current student here from Bangladesh as well. Our first student from Bangladesh this year.
Yeah, there seems to be quite a vast array of students from all over.
Yes, apart from principles of ultrasound, do we learn practical at the university? We do have ultrasound simulators in the university, and the module leaders can organise that for you. So yes, hands-on with a Phantom special simulates like for like with the transducers and the scanners. And we do have ultrasound machines here too. We wouldn't normally scan each other or humans. And we also have just invested in Siemens simulation for MRI and CT as well. So we'll be able to do that on campus as well, which is fantastic. Is there anything else? Feel free to type. Wonderful. Ghana. Yep, first student from Ghana here this year as well. So it's great. Nigeria. Students from Nigeria. Sudan. Brilliant. Never had anybody from Sudan before. Bangladesh. Brilliant. You'll find you all get to know each other really well and all lean on each other. Ethiopia. Fantastic. Never had anybody from Ethiopia. Wonderful. And everybody becomes really, really good networks, and friendships are made in our programme. Yeah, there's no ultrasound placement. We currently have no ultrasound placement. The module really is theory only. Specialist supervised placement is provided for MRI and CT. Indeed, we do have the MSc Diagnostic Imaging programme without specialising in one of the pathways. We tend to use that more for our part-time students, because you would find yourself channeled to having to choose between MRI, CT or ultrasound anyway, and normally that's the pathway that you'll end up on, but you don't have to have it labelled with the pathway if you don't want to. You might find that you would maybe, if you chose to write your research project about something else, then it would be just labelled MSc Diagnostic Imaging without the pathway. These are some things that you can, before you make your selection of your module choices around about early September, these are things that you can discuss with me via email. Anything else?
Any other questions from anyone? Sounds like everyone's got a lot of the information they need, Claire.
Thank you. Yeah, as I say, please feel free to email me. Does the specialisation stated on your degree? Yes, on your in your graduation transcript it has the specialisation on it. Yeah. Would it affect job finding in ultrasound if the placement is not there? It's not placement that would affect your job finding for sonography. It would be it's a complicated question to answer. If you're already a qualified sonographer, your degree would need to be ratified against what's called CASE. They accredit sonography qualifications. If you're messaging me just individually, could you please email me instead?
Yeah, that's the easiest way to keep track
respond.
of it.
Yeah. Just if it's personal, please feel free to email me. The question about jobs, just to go further into that, really, we have plenty of students who do come to the UK and stay and become radiographers in the UK, and they've either got their HCPC registration before they come here, or they do it whilst they're here. It is your undergraduate degree that gets you your registration. Indeed, it's good experience. It's great for your CV to have a master's degree. And they have to work. They still work very hard to get their jobs, but they've done really well. We have many students who work across the UK as radiographers. Anything else?
I think that might be everyone. No other questions from anyone? I've answered a couple of generic queries as well, just around how to pay and scholarships.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
Those links are in the chat for anyone who needs them. Additionally, what I'll do just before we sign off is I'll just put in the email address should you have any inquiries that are related to more general GCU queries.
Like scholarships and fees.
Scholarships and application information and, kind of deadlines for applications and things. So all of that information you can find at that email address that I've just popped in the chat there. And also just a note to say that, again, this session has been recorded, so it's a really good opportunity for you to then revisit everything that Claire said, because I realise that that's obviously a lot of information, but a huge thank you to Claire for giving up her time this morning. Oh, there's another wee question in
there. 8-year study gap from graduation, does it affect get enrolled in MSc? Apply and we'll look at your application. It wouldn't be based on the duration you have between graduation and applying. It would be based on really the experience you have during that time, which actually very much prepares you for a master's level study. So yes, carry on, please do apply. We have students who come to us straight from graduation or after quite a number of years.
That's great. So as I was just saying there, thank you so much to Claire for giving up her time today. I'm just not going to say anything. I'm going to go.
Yeah. So the degree itself doesn't lead to HCPC registration. Okay, that's not what it's there for. our master's degree is the next step in advanced radiography or enhanced radiography. HCPC registration is based on a set of standards that you would have from your undergraduate degree. So HCPC registration for international applicants, you can Google that, HCPC international applications, and you can apply via your undergraduate degree. And they assess your undergraduate degree and they check that you meet the learning outcomes and the standards of care from there. Indeed, we do have students who would then use the MSc Diagnostic Imaging to meet the criteria for extra continuous professional development, but that in itself does not lead to HCPC registration. Okay, we're the next step on from that because we are post-qualification, post-graduation degree. Anything else?
Okay, I think that might be us. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us today. That's been a really informative and helpful discussion and presentation. So thanks again to Claire for joining us. And should you have any other queries or questions, Claire's email address is there. She's happy to answer anything at all. And also I've popped in the general GCU email address if there's, oh, is that one more?
Again, not necessarily. The placement is part of the degree. You can include the placement on your HCPC application, but it'll be considered as continuous professional development. We are not privy to how HCPC make their decisions.
Give it another minute there. Okay. Thank you everybody for joining us today. We will send out the recording. Oh, is that a question in the Q&A? It is. There's a question there in the Q&A for you, Claire.
It's not for me. Pass.
No, the Q&A question. So if you go into the wee Q&A box,
Q&A? All right, okay.
There's a question on the difference between band 5, 6 and 7 radiographers.
That's a long question. Okay. Band 5 radiographers tend to be newly qualified practitioners. However, you could be a band 5 radiographer for a long time. It's probably similar to where you are. Tend to be in practitioner status. A band 6 radiographer is the next level, more of a senior radiographer. You would apply through job availability and promotion. They tend to be more of a specialist level, perhaps specialist in MRI, CT, ultrasound, not ultrasound, more band 7. Band 7 is advanced practitioner, highly specialist radiographer, tends to be a sonographer, reporting radiographer, or modality lead sub-department, so the superintendent of the MRI and CT department. And then band 8 is beyond that into management level and consultant practice. Indeed, we have a whole lecture about that very early on in the advanced practice and imaging module. Thank you.
Shahid, just to answer your question around CAS, so we tend to start issuing CAS on an ongoing basis right up to the start of the intake. So there's no definitive date for starting that process. So if you've got all your documentation in and you've got yourself kind of the unconditional offer and you firmly accepted it, then CAS should kind of follow from that, fairly quickly. We've got a full CAS team that sits within the admissions team that start processing all of that information kind of as and when. So yes, assuming you've got everything kind of submitted and you've got your offer, then you can expect to hear from us to start that process, okay? Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.